Ooh, baby, are we feeling good today? Sponsor Night Marsh is back, and you know what that means. That means we about to print some gear, baby. Get your booty back in there. And I'm just gonna point this out. We have an amazing Discord going on right now. We are up to 900 members in just a few weeks. And if you're not interested in trio filling, I highly, highly recommend that you join the Discord. There are so many people in here running constantly. Get in here, join the faction. With all the negativity going around right now, it is so refreshing being around people that just share the same, enjoyment. We all love Marathon. We all want to see it succeed. And we're just out here gaming together. Come join us. Now, circling back to the second reason that we're here, sponsored Night Marsh. I have honestly been a little bit nostalgic, even though this only released a month ago. Coming back in here, because I haven't really been in here since, Sponsor Survival Night Marsh. It's been really, really fun. I realized that I still love the cert system. And, just running around with some homies, this is just trio fill, running around with some homies and just kind of PvPing and seeing what we're made of, going in there, trying to get into upper complex has been a real blast. This is actually the first run that I did. I did 2 runs today. And the first one was, well, we'll see how it plays out. You'll notice here we're actually in the complex area fighting the boss, and we're all 3 dead. Bummer, man. But you know what? I had a great time playing with these guys. They were super cool. There was no hard feelings. We were just gamers gaming, and that's what I love about it. I've mentioned so many times that I'm a solo player, so like coming into trio fill and just playing trios in general it's uncomfortable for me. But it's really cool coming out here and meeting new people. Like I highly recommend, just if you're a little afraid of doing it, just get in there or join the Discord, find a little bit more coordinated group, and just experience the game for what it is. Like, don't put any pressure on yourself. Just hop in, see what you can do. But the gist of this is like we can use Night Marsh to our advantage. This is my last couple of videos have been about how we can actually, recover from pretty heavy days or heavy death days. And this is a perfect opportunity. One of the better opportunities, honestly. This is with them not ever likely implementing sponsored outpost. This is probably going to be the best option that we have in terms of making money. Now, obviously, I'm only referring to the sponsored or the experimental queues. Obviously, running Outpost with a Cyber Acme kit is still going to yield insane results, but it's a lot more difficult than what this is, to be honest. And don't worry, I've got a couple of videos for that too, and we'll slowly get your confidence up to the point where you're actually feeling comfortable getting into Pinwheel and eventually Cryo Archive. I mean, it's just take baby steps. You know what I mean? Give yourself, believe in yourself a little bit, have a little bit of confidence. We are going to get you to the point of where you actually want to be within the game.
Runners who adapt, survive. Runners who survive, return. If you're still receiving these transmissions, join the faction. Learn from the dead. Find us.
At this point, we have already hit AI uplink, and we rotated from the tower over to the actual gear cache. And now we heard some shots in bio research, and it looks like the guys, actually headed over towards greenhouse. So we follow suit. This guy is in the worst possible position. He is stuck in a little container, a shipping container. I slid out because I wanted my teammates to come in and clean up. The other guy walks out. I land a couple shots on him. And this is the remainder of the fight. There's still 2 up. This guy's going to peek his head out here in a second, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yep, he's done. I mean, it's kind of broken because I got a D54. This is the best gun in the game outside of the Misraya. And I happen to find one inside of, sponsored Night Marsh. The really funny part about this, though, is like this isn't even really rare. I mean, this gun is super, super, abundant, especially if you're looting the weapon caches on Night Marsh. And if you're unfamiliar with doing that, there are various towers at every single POI, and it requires 3 certs to unlock these towers. The certs actually drop from UESC, so the idea in this is you want to kill all of the UESC, collect all the certs, activate the towers, and hope that you find the observation key. The observation key is what actually allows you to do the upper complex boss. I promise you, even as you know, these under-geared kits, it is really not that hard. Like, I think you're going to be pretty surprised at what you're capable of, even with, you know, some randos. It's really not a big deal. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be scared of. Just get in there and try it out. You know what I'm saying? The other cool part about Night Marsh is that you don't even have to go into the upper complex if you don't want to. Like, there, you could just use those towers and loot all of the caches and come out with a solid kit. You can use that kit to snowball into Outpost. You can use it to snowball into Cryo. I mean, the stuff that you're going to be getting out of here is going to be, you know, decently kitted. Like, you're not going to be walking away with no loot. I think the really cool part about this too is like you just have a lot of interesting and cool fights that you otherwise wouldn't have. You know, people are playing a little bit more confidently. They're playing differently because of it's, you know, it's a free kit and you have some pretty solid engagements. You're going to notice how I use my ability a lot. Like, use it. That's the biggest thing that I can recommend. You know, we have these heroes in the game and most people don't even use their heroes' abilities. Like, what are we doing with our lives? Get in there, just use your abilities. I'd rather you use them at the, you know, a worse moment than not use them at all. You know what I'm saying? At least you actually click the button and you got some sort of use out of it, even if it's not the best. Use your abilities, friends. And here we actually unlocked the initial fight to get into Upper Complex. When you actually hit the button for the elevator, if you're going in this way, which I highly recommend that you do, there's no reason to go in the other way, in my opinion. You get swarmed by UESE and you have to kill them before that actually that red gate right there unlocks. When it unlocks, it allows you to go up into the upper complex and then you go into these, you know, these little puzzle rooms where you're going to have to essentially hit these little computers at the top and then you're gonna have to shoot these little blue boxes around that spawn. Keep in mind these are all symmetrical, except for a handful of them. Most of them are symmetrical though. So if you see one on one side, check the one on the other side and so on and so forth. Now, we just popped it. So you'll see I shot that one right there. I actually see this one in the corner of my eye and I run the opposite direction like a goofball, but that guy gets it for us. And we move on to the next room. The next room has, you know, some claymores. It's got some bots. It's got some turrets. We got to clear all that out. And then we have to rinse and repeat the same thing that we just did, except for this time, there's going to be 4 of these. And then the next one is going to be, you guessed it, it's going to be 5. And I'm kind of leaving these in here just so everybody that's not familiar with this can better understand how to actually get in there. It's super, super straightforward, but it's still a really cool thing to actually, you know, experience and go through. This is, you know, when people were talking about the actual progression being messed up at the beginning, this is what most people were doing at the beginning because the loot at the end was infinitely better than it is now. But this is still super worth doing, especially because you're coming in here, you're making some friends, especially in the Discord, wink, wink, and you're just having a good time. You know what I'm saying? I do recommend if you are a vandal or a thief to jump up on that center thing, because when you walk into this location, there are anomalous husks and they blow up and they piss me off. So I just stay away from them, except for when I don't and they blow up on me. Ugh. It's really funny because it's been so long since I've been in here, and I say so long, it's quite the exaggeration because it's been a month. So like I've forgotten where these things are. So you're going to notice I'm running around like a goofball. We're all running around like goofballs. It's been a minute since we've been in here, but you know, we eventually find it. We're putting in the effort, walking around, healing up before we walk in to just, you know, get our HP knocked off by anomalous husks again. You love to see it. You love to see it. This is the final boss room. The key activation room is to my left, down low. If you have the key, you need to walk into that and actually activate it. There's a little computer that you can interact with. So the whole thing with this, if you're not familiar, which I imagine most of you are, but if you're not, do not feel bad about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Some of us are new to the game. Some of us play at a slower pace. You're fine. You will pop that and you're going to start getting waves of monsters or UESE. You need to kill the UESE. I highly recommend focusing on the wraiths, these little ghost guys here, because they mess you up. And then there's going to be 3 sets of button hits. You'll notice he just said buttons, and the buttons are all around the top, right here, across. Again, they're symmetrical, and they are down low. So you're just looking for these green buttons. You have to pop them, and then you get more waves of UESE, and you continue to fight the UESE. And the big thing for this, I highly, highly recommend before you come in here, get a lot of ammo, get a lot of meds, because you are going to need them, especially with a sponsor survival kit. Like, luckily we have blues and green shields, but if you're coming in here with gray, like I did on the last match, that's exactly what happens. You all three get knocked and you're just sitting there with your hands in your pants and wondering what you're doing with your life. So prepare yourself a little bit before you come in here, because it's going to pay off. Now I'm shooting all these buttons. This is the last wave, and great shooting by me. I only missed twice on that, and it's not even moving. Round of applause. And we've got all the buttons. So now you're going to notice that the boss has spawned. It's got that little red icon over him. And the idea here is once you kill the boss, he will actually unlock the loot room. If you don't kill the boss and you die, obviously you're screwed. So we are kind of running around. We're all trying to get healed up. This is where it gets a little hectic, because the minions and the UESC will continue to spawn. So you're constantly fighting them while you're trying to actually finish off the boss. So it's kind of like a rush against your resources and the clock. I am hitting all of my shots right here. You guys saw absolutely nothing. And that guy was lining up a sniper shot on me, so I get behind the wall. And we're getting real close to finishing him off. But look how many bots are just spawning up here. Like, this stuff is wild. Again, just breathe. It's not that bad. It's a lot easier when you come in here with, you know, an actual kit. The sponsor portion of this and the lack of good heals is actually what makes it hard. Look how close this guy is to being dead. Die! Die! We're so close! He's dead! He's dead! And like the loot goblin I am acting like I'm not gonna go loot, but guess what, guys? I'm gonna go loot. I'm like sitting here like waiting, like, hey guys, the loot's over here. Why are we looting that guy? He doesn't really have anything good. Come on, come. I'm like, all right, I'm committed. I'm going. I'm getting the loot. And just like that, we killed a handful of teams and we're looting the upper complex room. What do we got in this box? Oh, a unique sniper rifle. That one's really interesting too, because it's got like a regular scope on it. Oh, it feels really good to shoot. We got a purple shield. We got an impact. Ooh, baby, we're feeling good. Look at this. Look at this. Let's walk over here. Let's start looting this guy. What do we got in here? Oh, I got a bubble shield. I don't like those. Another sniper. Let my teammates get some of this juicy loot. And, ooh, we got a 12k valuable. Yeah, I think I want that. I'm gonna take that. Drop my ammo for that. Alien alloy. If they take it out, then you also get it. So like, you know, I recommend kind of swapping that up for you and your teammates. Don't be the one that always, you know, walks out with it, and don't let your teammates always walk out with it. Just kind of spread the love a little bit. But because these guys are, you know, rando fills, I let them take it out. But just like that, upper complex done. What do we get? 24k, baby. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Again, I would love to have you in my Discord. We are building a great community where everybody wants to thrive on Tau Ceti. See you on the next one, runners.